Hey everybody. Today I have something interesting to share with you. I have an inventor that I referenced in our previous post with Michael Joseph, and who's developed a device. It's actually, I believe 7 or 8 years old. So it's nothing specifically new. However, there seems to have been some suppression behind this device. I won't go into a lot of detail about that right now, but I do want to share the overview of the device. It's called Synphony, and I thought that was a great name. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and we'll go from there. So you can see here, it's a field analysis of the device put together by the inventor John Ketchersid, I believe it's pronounced. And here he goes into a little bit about what's involved in this technology. You'll see this word flux that relates to the magnetic flux of a system. Magnetic flux essentially is created via the magnetic lines um, or currents within a system. So that creates a flux field, and the flux field is just, I guess you could think of it as a charge, magnetic charge in an area that has you know has a magnetic or electromagnetic components at play. He talks about the lens reduction, which I'm not familiar with that. Um, he talks about the material used. I'm not really sure what 1.5 Tesla plus refers to. Um, Something to do with magnetic fields, apparently. Um, Let me see if I can Google that real quick. What is a Tesla? Measuring magnetic fields. And let's see what it says here. The International System Unit of Field Intensity for Magnetic Fields is Tesla. 1 Tesla is defined as the field intensity generating 1 Newton of force per ampere of current per meter. That's interesting. So I'm not an engineer. I don't see this stuff every day. I have to read that a couple times, but I'll go ahead and share this here so you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at. I'll just go and share my whole screen. So in order to do that, I got to stop sharing that. And I'll just share the whole screen there. Okay. All right. So there it is. International System Unit of Field Intensity for Magnetic Fields. So it's generating 1 Newton of force per ampere of current per meter of conductor. And so it's field intensity. So let's see here. If we go back to has the ability to shift fields of 1.5 plus to 1.5 dash 1500 times per second. Achieving greater field effect through proper selection of materials, flux return, importance of voltage over amperage and prime mover, importance of match set, generator initiator, lab tests, results prior to Michael's passing. Michael was his partner. Field coupling. So I want you guys to keep in mind, this is just for members only. Once again, you'll note that I do mention this in our blog posts. This is for members to review, to analyze, to discuss. It's not meant for you guys to, or anybody to download and share outside of this private membership. This private membership is special, and it's special in the sense that it's not in the public realm. And we all have an agreement in honor to maintain um, these requests or standards of confidence. And so I hope you guys and gals will respect that. And I know you will. Um, so once again, this is something that hasn't been put out anywhere outside of us. And this was, I was given permission to share this within my immediate network, and you all fall within my immediate network. So this is it appears to me this is the actual organization of the magnets and what's happening as I guess as there's the movement of the field. And I think there might be an actual image of the device. This is really funny. Never underestimate what can be accomplished with enough car batteries and a very tired inventor. Increased field performance, characteristics of AK steel, M36, magnetic permeability. So click here for full data sheet. I'm assuming that's in regards to the materials, but it says the site can't be reached. Voltage over amperage for prime mover. The engine function more effectively at higher RPM when working within a 12-volt range, or required torque was just not there. 24-volt increasing to 2700. 3800 watts, 24 volts, 158 amps. Final changes made centered around the initiator and the generator. Final test results. So you can see that was a little over 10 years ago. We applied 480 watts, 24 volts, and 20 amps for approximately 1 second. This was intended to be a basic spin test, a circuit connecting the generator back to the initiator. Okay. The engine started and quickly hit 2,730 RPMs. So it looks like they resulted in 3,800 watts output with 480 watts input, if I'm reading this correctly. And I really appreciate John, because at the time this was published, he's not pretending to know or not know anything outside of what he's experiencing. However, what was communicated to me was that he did have third-party testing of this device, and it was verified. And these third-party testing folks were from an academic energy lab, apparently a prestigious one. So there apparently seems to have been validation of this device, that it did work. In other words, it produced more, there was more output than there was input received from the standard system. You know, this isn't a violation of the second law because, as I understand it, as you begin to experiment with these systems and you're dealing with high voltage frequencies and the using resonance to tap into the field, or if you can imagine two tuning forks of the same frequency and you bang one and it's over here, it's going to vibrate the other one because they're in the same frequency. Just look up a YouTube video about that. Well, it's the same thing here. You have a circuit that's resonating or vibrating at a certain frequency. And if that frequency is correct, and all those different factors are involved that can produce a resonance from this circuit to a resonance in the field, right? In the quantum field, in the emptiness space there, whatever is in the quantum field or the vacuum can resonate with this circuit and feed the circuit. So there's the energy. It's not producing or creating energy out of nothing. It's just tapping into another outlet for energy that traditional systems don't use. And I'm not going to be the guy to tell you how or why, but there are videos that I've published and I've posted by particularly Lieutenant Colonel Bearden, who explains it and tells you exactly what's happening. I know is a lot of debate. There's also a lot of disinformation out there. There's a lot of people that don't want this to be a reality for any number of reasons. Whether you're an industrialist and you have investments in outdated systems of energy development, or you're an academic and your entire career is vested on something that's going to be outdated as well. Who knows what it is? But this stuff is real. This stuff is happening and has been happening. And there's evidence of this technology being suppressed. That's all I need to say. If you don't want to take my word for it, which I wouldn't recommend you do, I'd recommend you do some research and look into it yourself. And it's not just me. You can listen to people that that have worked with these devices directly, witnesses for a lot of these projects that are hidden secret projects called special access projects that Dr. Stephen Greer talks about. They go into detail about these technologies there, and they've worked on them. There's people that know more about this than me, and like I said, I'll get interviews of other folks to come on soon that can explain this stuff better than me. But I was just super excited to share this with you guys, as it's going to be something we're going to be looking at more closely. So look forward to communicating, talking, answering questions, and all of that good stuff. And appreciate everybody being a member. Really, it's your support that makes all of this possible.